Here's the way I see it, and this is a collection of bits and pieces from here and there. California has pretty much been a leader in a lot of ways, some good and some bad. I came across this bit and thought you might like to hear about it if you haven't already. This is evidence of more craziness in California. Women in California of any age can now obtain birth control without a doctor's prescription from any pharmacy in the state. Under the new rules finally in effect, any woman merely has to fill out a questionnaire at the pharmacy to get access to a variety of contraceptive measures according to KABC TV. Though the new rules were technically passed by the state legislature in 2013, the law was tied up in regulatory discussions until just recently. Under the law, any woman can get self-administered hormonal birth control pills. This translates to birth control pills, patches, and injections, as well as vaginal rings. The rules do not apply to birth control methods that would require a doctor, like implants or IUDs. Per the LA Times, when someone visits the pharmacy to get birth control, a pharmacist will first take her blood pressure and ask her to fill out a questionnaire to ensure hormonal birth control is safe for her. Then the patient can either ask for a specific type of birth control or ask the pharmacist for recommendations. The pharmacist will offer instructions and side effect information. This, by the way, is in addition to the state giving driver's licenses to illegal aliens, and has been mentioned, in many cases, a driver's license is all you need to vote in that state. Our cousins over in the United Kingdom are having their own problems with Islamic terrorists. But one member of Parliament has come up with a brilliant solution. I kid you not, she actually said this, and I quote, "I think we should bear in mind that soldiers having cups of tea with ISIS might actually be the best kind of system of defense and national security that you could have," unquote. That from Christine Shawcroft, National Executive Committee member of the UK Labour Party. Now, folks, if that isn't one of the most idiotic things that you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Let me know what it is. It ranks right up there with the delusional statements that the current occupant of the White House has made when he says that ISIS is on the run or that it's a junior varsity team. Forrest Gump, the fictional character, once said that stupid is as stupid does. And he was right on target with that one. Back in February of 2015, Marie Harf, who was a spokesperson for the State Department, came out with this brilliant thought. She said that one way to defeat the Islamic State was to help them find jobs by saying that her argument was too deep for many of her critics to understand. Imagine that. Give them jobs, presumably in the United States, and they will stop trying to kill us. I wonder where Miss Harf is now. Probably in some dark corner where she cannot make stupid statements like that anymore to the public. People like this need to see some sort of a doctor to get their heads out of their nether regions, don't you think? Do you remember the Fast and Furious operation where thousands of firearms were delivered into Mexico to the cartels so that they could be traced and the cartel members arrested? Just to refresh your memory, only a small fraction of the guns were ever traced, and one was involved in the murder of Border Patrolman Brian Terry. And the rest have turned up in Mexico being used by the cartels. No one, to the best of my knowledge, was ever fired, arrested, or jailed for taking part in this foolish scheme. That is, nobody in our government. Now comes a word of another blunder or series of blunders involving firearms. This by Tim Devaney, March 2nd this year, and he says, the federal government received a bipartisan bashing Wednesday for losing track of hundreds of guns and grenade launchers that were donated to police departments. The General Services Administration, or the GSA, has transferred more than 9,800 firearms to state and local police departments since 1999. But many of these weapons have later turned up for sale at gun stores or have been stolen, according to a government watchdog. An Inspector General's report issued in June 2015 found that 485 weapons have gone missing. Only 24 have been recovered, while the rest remain on the loose. The weapons include not only handguns, but also assault rifles, Uzis, and grenade launchers, according to the report. Well, there's another fine mess we've gotten ourselves into. And would someone please tell me why police departments need grenade launchers? Now, I've said on many occasions that we have a clinically delusional leader. And here's a quote that pretty much explains my position. Stubborn and ardent clinging to one's opinion is the best proof of stupidity, unquote. That's by Michel de Montaigne, who was one of the most significant philosophers of the French Renaissance. He died in 1592, but he certainly knew what he was talking about. You're invited to respond to this, whether you're for or against. Thank you.